You are recognized.
Thank you again, Mr. Chairman. House Bill 600 was brought to me by a constituent in beautiful Piney Flats, Tennessee, and the bill has an amendment.
Do we have a motion on the bill? Do we have a second? Now, the amendment is drafting code.
It is 004265.
Do we have a motion on the amendment? Do we have a motion on the amendment? Motion. We have a second. The amendment discussion or explanation of the amendment.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Basically, the bill as amended affects those individuals that receive water and sewer services from neighboring Johnson City, and it caps the rate differential at 50%.
Discussion on the amendment. Representative Jones, you are recognized.
Now, does your local water company want to do this? Is this from them?
Basically, what we've got is we've got a municipality that services outside of its footprint. This legislation affects it's approximately 476 taps that receive both water and sewer from that municipality. The infrastructure has been in place roughly for 40 years, give or take. And the citizens came to me with the idea of trying to get that differential capped.
Is this going to cause a tax increase to anybody?
I don't know that I can't answer that.
I think it probably will, the way you're wanting to do it. It certainly will be a tax increase. And I would assume that you wouldn't want to do that.
Well, the intent of the legislation is to provide some relief for the folks that are receiving both of these services from the municipality outside the footprint, inside of the third house district, in this portion in Piney Flats, which is a growth area. But the intent of the legislation is to provide some rate relief for these folks.
Okay, so Johnson City will lose $450,000 when you do this.
Actually, that was prior to the amendment. After the amendment, it's $560,300.
That they're going to lose?
That's correct. Because we're capping the idea of the legislation is to cap the rate differential.
And your water department doesn't want this?
Well, the municipality of Johnson City, I wouldn't imagine they'd be in favor of it.
Did you talk to them about it?
We talked to them.
So you know they're not in favor of it?
Well, they're not. But that's
neither am I.
Representative Hill, do you represent any of Johnson City?
No, I do not.
All right, let's be clear about that.
Represent about 300 Johnson Cityans that live in Sullivan County in the city. As was pointed out, as the bill has been explained, the cost to us is in the neighborhood of about $600,000 with the amendment. However, in reading the bill, if you will allow me, it says, shall not prescribe water and sewer rates in excess of 50% of the rate charged to consumers located within the corporate limits of such municipality. We're unclear as to whether or not that means we're limited to only charging 50% of the city rate, which is the way I interpret this bill, or is it 1.5 times the city rate? The number before you of $600,000 applies if it's 1.5 times the city rate. If it is, as is literally written, that we could only charge half of what the city customers pay, the impact becomes $1.8 million a year. That's extremely substantial to us. So as you can see, for a number of reasons, we are very much opposed to this bill, as it will certainly negatively impact our system.